Hey, my fellow minor league nerds. Have you ever wondered what song you've heard the most in your life? Well, I have. For me, it would probably be the Star Spangled Banner, since it's pretty much played before every sporting event here in the US. The song I've probably heard the second most is Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which is the subject of this Minor League Nerd special episode. Baseball fans have been singing the song during the seventh inning stretch of ball games for decades. But do you actually know the story behind the song? It was written by Jack Norworth, a Tin Pan Alley songwriter, in the spring of 1908. And the funny thing is, he had never attended a baseball game before writing it. While riding the subway in New York and in need of a song for his act at the Amphitheater Theater in Brooklyn, he saw a sign that said, "Baseball Today, Polo Grounds." Feeling inspired and thinking the time was right for a song about baseball, he pulled a pencil and some paper from his pocket and began to rapidly write a song about a girl named Katie Casey who had baseball fever. When her beau asked to take her to a show, Katie answered by singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." He finished the song before his ride was over and took the lyrics to his friend Albert von Tilzer, asking him to write a melody for them. Or at least, that's the story of the creation of the song Norworth told in 1958 during the 50th anniversary celebration of the writing of the song. At the time, he was awarded a gold lifetime ballpark pass by Major League Baseball. Research by SABR member Stephen A. King shows that the most likely inspiration for the song probably came from an ad Norworth saw in the weekly theatrical newspaper The New York Clipper, as there is no evidence that ads for baseball games were in either the subways or elevated trains of New York in 1908. But an ad for the Giants games at the Polo Grounds on April 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th did appear in the April 25th issue of the newspaper, which he may very well have been reading while on the subway. Whatever the true story is behind the writing of the song doesn't take away from its importance, especially when it was written. A woman being at a baseball game in 1908 was not a common sight and was not really accepted. The song, though, says exactly the opposite. It says that women should indeed be in the stands cheering on their favorite players and team. To increase the song's reach and visibility, von Tilzer had his publishing house, the York Music Company, commission a set of hand-painted glass lantern slides that were used to accompany sing-alongs behind acts or reels in vaudeville houses and movie theaters. The images were shot at the Polo Grounds in May 1908 using actors or models to depict Katie Casey and her beau. Katie wasn't depicted as someone just sitting idly taking in the game, but as a woman who was fully engaged in the activities. The slides undoubtedly encouraged the acceptance of women at ball games. According to Norworth, the song had a modest reception, but other performers began incorporating the song into their acts almost immediately, helping its popularity grow. The first recording of it was by Edward Meeker in September 1908 for Edison Records. In 1927, Norworth revived the verses of the song and changed Katie Casey to Nellie Kelly. That was also the year in which Babe Ruth hit 60 home runs, which helped the game's popularity grow even more. It's possible that Norworth updated the song to breathe new life into an old one, hoping to reach a younger audience that were flocking to games. The question that is often asked is, why do we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" during the seventh inning stretch? The first time it is known to have been played at a game was during a high school game in Los Angeles in 1934. It was also played later that year during Game 4 of the World Series between the Detroit Tigers and the St. Louis Cardinals. In 1949, a movie titled "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" starring Frank Sinatra, Gene Kelly, and Esther Williams was released. It was about two turn-of-the-century ball players who work in vaudeville during the off-season that ran into trouble with their team's new female owner and a gambler who doesn't want to see them win the pennant. After the release of the film, when electric organs were being introduced to many ballparks, the song gradually found its way into the game. During the 1950s and 60s, the chorus of the song was catching on with organists, who began playing it as part of the pre-game entertainment. But it was in 1976 that the song became part of the seventh inning stretch. Earlier that season, White Sox owner Bill Veeck, who would do anything to draw and entertain fans, overheard announcer Harry Carey singing the song poorly to himself while organist Nancy Faust played it. Carey could only be heard by people in the booth. Veeck had an engineer secretly hook up a PA mic in the booth so the next night fans all throughout Comiskey Park could hear Harry sing. Harry did not appreciate it, saying that he did not have a good singing voice. Veeck told him that may be true, but hearing him sing poorly would encourage everyone in the ballpark to feel like they could sing just as well, if not better than him. Veeck told Carey, if you had a good singing voice, you would intimidate them and they wouldn't join in. But fans did indeed join in, with it becoming a hit at White Sox games, eventually spreading all across the baseball world. In 2001, the Recording Industry of America ranked the song as number 8 in its Songs of the Century list. In his career, Norworth wrote over 2,500 songs, but it was the one he scribbled on a scrap of paper that is now located in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, while apparently on the subway, about a girl and her love of the game that he is most known for. He finally attended his first ball game in 1940, with Von Tilzer attending his first in 1928. Norworth passed away in 1959, a year after he received his lifetime pass from MLB. He is buried at Melrose Abbey Memorial Park in Anaheim, California, which is located less than a mile west of Angels Stadium. You can visit his grave before taking in an Angels game, which is exactly what we did in 2023. Well, my fellow minor league nerds, we certainly can't end this episode about Take Me Out to the Ball Game without singing the song. So, here we go.
Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown crew every stew, Katie Blue. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show, but Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
I don't care if I never get back.
Let me root for the home team.
If they don't win, it's a shame.
For it's 1,
2,
3 strikes, you're out.
at the old ball game.
Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys he knew, he made the gang sing this song.
take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back.
Let me root for the home team.
If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1,
2,
3 strikes, you're out.
at the old ball game. Well, my fellow minor league nerds, that does it for this special episode. We do hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank the mayor, Donnie Wise, for participating by singing the song in the press box of Old Durham Athletic Park. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel or the podcast platform of your choice to be notified whenever a new episode is released. Be sure to also follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Threads. And until next time, stay safe, and remember to never stop supporting minor league baseball, and never stop learning about minor league baseball history.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Ed Rivera of the Data Chronicles. Join me as I interview people just like you and players, coaches, GMs on the path that led you to become a fan of the sport.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean. And I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball. So get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series. And in every episode, I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.